usually want to do one thing and we wanted to finish it, and we don't want anything to interrupt it. But that's not how it works, because you are dimensional, right? I change. Oh, spirit in my heart, I can feel you. That if I not continue writing that book now, and I'm going to eat and I'm going to do different things, then this can't grow. Hey there, welcome to day 8 of my YouTube challenge. If you haven't watched my other YouTube videos yet, then you should know I've committed myself to a 30-day challenge, which means every day I create and upload one YouTube video. And something amazing happened a few days ago. And yesterday I kind of announced it in my YouTube video in day 7. So kind of a challenge in a challenge has been born. And the challenge in the challenge is all about breaking through the illusion of fear. Singing and breaking through the illusion of fear. And I've decided that I, at least for 7 days, pick a place, a crowded place, and just sing. And just sing. And I record it. And I allow you to be part of the experience by putting it into those 30-day challenge videos as well. So it's kind of a challenge in a challenge. And yesterday was day 1, and I call it Singing in Crowded Places Challenge. So yesterday was day 1, and to start this video, I want to reflect a little bit on that, just briefly, because I have to say, it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. I was very excited. If you haven't watched that video, I can only encourage you to watch day 7. And in the end, you will see day 1 of that singing challenge, Singing in a Crowded Place challenge. And I was so excited, and even as I was saying there, when I was starting the camera, getting everything ready, and standing in that place at the central station, my heart was just like beating so fast, as if it would jump out of my chest, but not just out of my chest. I felt it in my throat. I felt it kind of everywhere. The body was really, really alert, but I was really able to kind of calm my nervous system down, knowing that everything is perfect and that I'm safe. And I was really able to just close my eyes. I've done it with eyes closed in that moment, just to kind of limit the external stimulation and to just be kind of supported, just going within myself. And it kind of worked out better than I thought it would. I was able to drop into my heart and to just forget everything around me. I was still excited, but something changed when I started to sing, and I could feel that as I was singing and as I was going deeper within myself, as the kind of the part that I was singing was kind of progressing. It's like you go deeper into yourself, depending on what you're singing, right? And the more I felt that I am now going deeper, the more I could catch the habit of switching to the outside for a moment. And I was really able, and I was really surprised that it worked that good for the first time I was doing that. I was really able to catch that immediately and turn the attention back inwards. Catch it immediately, turn it back inwards while I was singing, and that was kind of very empowering to me. So for the first day, it was amazing. I felt amazing doing it, and afterwards even I felt even more amazing. It was just great. And as I said, if you haven't watched it, I can only encourage you. In day 7, it's where I've started it. So in day 7, you find day 1 of the Singing in Crowded Places challenge, and I feel for today when I'm done here, I'm going to the central station again, but I'm in another place, not in the same city. And I can even now, at least now, say that something already has shifted only from doing it once. And I feel more relaxed. Yesterday, linearly speaking, when I was only thinking about doing it, my body was already starting to really get excited, and it was kind of, mental activity was kind of starting in any possible direction, so to say. And I really needed to take moments to just calm my nervous system down, release all thoughts, and expand my awareness and open my mind, right? My mind and my heart. And now it's different. It's only day 2, and I can feel that I'm excited in a sense, and probably get more exciting the closer I get, maybe. We'll see how it goes. But I can say now that I feel very calm and relaxed about it. Like it's not a big deal. Like, okay, something that is going to happen. And this has everything to do with yesterday and doing it, just doing it. And that's what I can feel. Some illusions already broke away. And that feels actually very deliberately. So that's really freeing. And now for this video today, I just wanted to reflect a little bit on day 1 before, after this video, I show you day 2, right? And but I have a very interesting topic for today that I wanted to talk about, because today I chose to talk about following your greatest joy in any moment. Because as you probably already know and heard a lot of times, in life it's really about following your greatest passion, right? Your greatest joy in any moment. And that really is the key to everything. That really is the key to your natural abundance. That really is the key to your money flowing endlessly, to any abundance, any type of abundance flowing into your life infinitely, endlessly, right? As your natural state of being. And that your passion, that this is something that we all probably have to remember, and we have to forget certain things that we have learned that are kept us trapped in a certain lie, in the lie of earning, and the lie of hardship, and you have to kind of work hard in order to receive, in order to gain, and in order to be worthy, right, to receive money or abundance in general. And we kind of all have, in this time of awakening, have really to remember that your passion is your passion, because it's able to support you. And we might not experience it, or you might not experience it fully in your life at this point, only because you're not allowing it 100% yet, because we are not trusting it fully yet. Because what have we learned, right? The passion is kind of a hobby, kind of a side thing that you're doing when you're done with work, right? When you're done with doing the real life thing, earning money and paying all your bills and taking responsibility, and like this would be responsibility, right? When in fact it's actually the other way around, that your passion is what is actually supporting you. Your joy is what is actually in life. It's not your joy for no reason. And if we tap into that truth again, that it's totally enough to follow what we love, then this can support us. And it not only can support us, it is there to support us, and it will support us. But I don't want to go too deep into that, because what I want to actually talk about is what that even means to follow your joy and your passion in any given moment. Because what I have noticed is that we tend to think, when we talk about our greatest joy, or when I ask you what is your greatest passion, you might would dive directly into the things that your heart desires the most. Maybe it's singing, maybe it's art, maybe it's creating a business, maybe it's whatever it is. So when we hear follow your greatest joy, we immediately think about that thing or those things that we connect to passion and joy, and to the exclusion of everything else. And that's probably, as I believe, as I'm saying this, I'm kind of wondering if that's probably because we have separated like receiving money from passion, usually. So when we think about joy and passion, we jump immediately to the biggest thing that we can imagine that our heart desires, right? But the thing is, it's not called follow your greatest joy in any given moment for no reason. Because that means literally your greatest joy in any moment. In any moment. And I know you might love singing, you might love art, you might love to travel, you might love to do certain things, to whatever it is, to write, to create in any sense. But you also love to eat, right? You also enjoy sleeping, right? You also enjoy just sitting and doing nothing. You also love to have a conversation with a friend. You also love to maybe read a book. You also love to maybe watch a movie. You also love to take a walk, probably. You also love to having a phone call with a friend that you haven't seen in a long time. You probably also love to shower, take a bath, refresh yourself. You also love to maybe cook, maybe order dinner, maybe go out. You also maybe love to, I think you get the point, right? So what following your greatest joy means, it doesn't mean take your highest excitement in general and do that 24/7. Because you follow, let's say you're a writer and you write a book, there comes a point where your body gets tired and you desire to rest. And you desire maybe to eat, you desire to just clear your mind, to meditate, maybe do yoga, maybe do other exercises. This is really literally meant in any given moment. What is it now? And the kind of misconception that we have is that if I not continue writing that book now and I'm going to eat and I'm going to do different things, then this can't grow. That I'm not putting my energy into that, and that can't grow. And it stops until I'm back writing it. And I think that kind of comes from the old mentality of having to work for the things that you love, not trusting that everything is kind of intertwined and everything is kind of entangled in different ways on different levels. Because what it truly is about, it's about alignment. And when you're, for example, you're an author and you're writing a book, and if you're in resistance because you're kind of dishonoring maybe what your body needs, what you truly need, because you think you have to write a certain thing up until a certain point or certain chapters, and only then you can allow yourself different things, and you're kind of trapped again in that hardship loop, and you're in resistance, which means you're not even in alignment anymore with the thing that you're actually desiring. You're putting more resistance into it, and it actually takes longer, when it can be so much easier. So let's say you're writing that book, and then you feel, okay, the joy is kind of changing because you have written maybe for several hours, or maybe, I don't know, you have written certain pages, and it just feels like it in that moment. It doesn't even have to be a certain amount of time. You can really detach from all of that. You just feel into, does it feel good to me right now? And if not, choose what feels good, even if you leave that aside, and you don't have to believe that it stops, because this is the way you really honor your creations, because you honor yourself holistically, and your desires, you have you have made your desires clear, and life knows that, and everything is supporting you with that. And when you feel like taking a walk, or if you feel like not writing for 3 days or even longer, or whatever it is, because something else is calling you, then you really can trust that this is part of the journey of, in that example, writing that book. And I think that is really something that we all have to remember, because we think that we have to control every little detail. We think we're not allowed to feel good until a certain thing is done. And when we take that into our desires, we bring resistance into them. And we actually slow it down. We slow the process down by doing that. So this is really literally meant your highest excitement, your greatest joy and passion in any given moment. In any given moment. And sometimes it's even so that maybe you have different things that you want to create in life, like you want to write a book, you want to create a music album, and you want to paint. Let's take those 3 examples, and you love them all kind of to the same degree. And when this is truly true for you, then there is your way to bring that through and into your life through you in the perfect way. So all those 3 things go perfectly together. And as I experienced in my life, this can also mean, let's say you have to release a bunch of stuff when it comes to art because you don't think you're good enough. Let's say you have to release a bunch of stuff when it comes to your music because you think it takes you too long to learn certain things, or your voice is not good enough. And let's say you have to release a bunch of stuff when it comes to, writing, right? Writing a book, because you think you don't know the chapters yet, or you don't know how to exactly put it all together. So you have your desires, and you have all those resistance still in your energy field when it comes to your desires. But the beauty about life is that this is no problem at all if you don't make it a problem. If you just allow your natural rhythm, then the path of least resistance will guide you gently to the next and to the next and to the next. And sometimes, as I experienced in my life, that means that you're really on fire for singing, for example. And for a certain period of time, you're releasing all the things that are in the way, and you go for it and you start doing things. And then the desire for it seems to stop. Well, not the desire, but when you feel in your day-to-day life, you don't feel pulled towards anymore, but you feel pulled suddenly towards art. And then you start creating art, and suddenly you start creating paintings. And then comes maybe a point where you still love it, but every day when you think about doing it, you don't feel so attracted and in that moment, in that day. And then it's more writing, and then you write. And when you allow that flow, usually we think, oh my god, maybe I don't love to sing anymore. Maybe I just thought that it is that way. Oh my goodness, maybe I just thought painting is part of my life. But now it's writing. But when you allow that flow, you will realize that everything is just prepared in perfect timing. And everything is beautifully connected. And you will realize that doing that one thing for a certain period of time and having to release certain things there prepares you to be even the person that create the paintings that are meant to be created. To be then, when you have done that, you become a certain person, right? It crafted you in a certain way. And then you're the person that is writing the book and that has those chapters. And then maybe there comes this line, and then you have to grow again. And then the best way is to go there again. And then you jump through all your desires, and maybe even more comes to it, and more, and you kind of realize you love so many things more. And usually with the old state of mind, we get overwhelmed with that, because we usually want to do one thing and we want to finish it, and we don't want anything to interrupt it. But that's not how it works, because you are dimensional, right? And life uses really everything to provide you to realize what it is that you desire. And even if you forget that you're desiring it, because You're maybe trapped in some areas in that old thinking. Life doesn't forget. Your truth doesn't forget. And it's just a matter of you opening up again, and you will see it will come right back in. I have learned that I have experienced that so often, and learned that to such a degree that I now know everything, truly everything is connected. And just because you find yourself in a certain period where you're doing different things suddenly and your heart is pulled towards different things, doesn't mean the other things are gone. It just means that's just now your path of greatest joy, which is at the same time the path of least resistance to navigate you through your current belief system and your life as it is now and bring you straight where you want to be. And usually we see that when it all happens, because it happened then, right? And then we can connect the dots afterwards. But we can, I believe, as conscious creators, we can go even a little step further and even know it before. That we do not have to connect the dots yet, but that it will make sense because we just know how it works, right? We know how energy works. And if you love to be a singer, for example, but there is so much resistance that every time you sing now, you wouldn't really enjoy it, you don't have to force yourself, because your life is allowed to be joyful in any moment. So that is why life, if you allow it, will navigate you through the path of least resistance to your passions. So you can really enjoy them, because that's what it's all about, right? Enjoying life. Loving life. You don't have to force yourself through things your body isn't ready to do, just to prove to yourself that you can do it. That's the old model. You can be wiser than that, and you can just know everything is connected. Doesn't mean you have to run from everything that brings a little bit fear in you. But if your body is really needing that time to open up, then there is probably a more joyful way to get there. Because when you sing and you don't enjoy it, what's the point then, right? What's the point in that? There is no point to that. But the beauty about the human is that we can be in a certain state of resistance, but still know that's our passion. So we have kind of this illusion of gap. But we're not trapped in believing just because the body is resisting it now, that it's not for us. We can still know that that is what we desire. And that is how we work with the body in alignment towards what we desire to express and to live fully in our lives. Everything is connected, truly everything is connected. And when we know that, we don't have to wait until it's done to see it. We go through it already knowing it. Knowing that it's about alignment. And knowing that the part where we really release and take the time to whatever it is we need to kind of let go of our belief system, that it is part of that beautiful journey. From my experience, for example, I let go of singing for quite some time when it comes to doing certain practices or singing songs or recording myself or whatever, because my body was just so in resistance. And as I started doing this path, walking this path of conscious awareness, and as I started meditating and really deliberately becoming aware of how my body and my mind is programmed and really releasing that, all those voices came up so much to the surface. I couldn't sing 2 lines without my throat just getting hot and closing, and that was not fun at all. And instead of pushing through, I stepped back. I meditated. I worked with my body. I allowed my body to release those emotions. I cried a lot. Crying is such a good way to release, and I'm still doing a bunch of other stuff to release and to free the body, right? And then you will see that it naturally comes back to you. You will, and then you can enjoy it. It's not all cleared maybe, but then you can enjoy it, and that's the whole point. If you have extreme fear of something, trust me, it's not such a good idea to just go through it somehow as you probably heard a lot of times. You just have to go through the fear to a certain degree, yes, but it really depends on where you stand personally in your journey, because when the fear is too intense and you do something with that intense energy of fear, what are you creating? More fear, right? You're taking the fear within to your experience and kind of creating more fear. So when you're really not in alignment with something that you actually know that you want to do, and you're really 100% not in alignment with it, in order to not hurt yourself unnecessarily, I would say release that emotion first and then do it. Do it in alignment as best as you can. Otherwise, then maybe the worst case scenario you hold in your mind while you're fearful is actually happening, because you're creating it through having that in your mind and experiencing that emotion. You're kind of attracting that into your life. And then you might wonder, but I went through the fear. It's about alignment. It truly is about alignment. So ask yourself in any moment, what is your highest excitement now? And I know you usually don't set eating next to highest excitement, because maybe you don't think that's just worth to call it like that, but actually it is. When you think about it, when you look at it, it is. You are the one that makes every experience in your life magical, and it's only the conditioned mind that says it's just eating food, it's just taking a walk, it's just sitting, it's not that exciting because it doesn't fulfill a certain whatever. But that is how you make your whole life magical. And then you will experience every detail so differently. And life starts to become truly joyful and fun again. And then when you go into your passions, then like that, your big passions, so to say, how the conditioned mind would call it, then even then, trust me, then even then you would experience in a whole different way. Everything is connected, and nothing is ever lost. Today, to end this video, before I go into my Singing in Crowded Places Challenge Day 2, I brought a song that I wrote some time ago. And I only sing a little, maybe I don't sing it whole, I see where it goes right now. I actually wanted to sing Potential again, that I sang in another video. I don't know if it's day 6 it was, I think, yes, day 6, where I talk about my paintings, because Potential is a song that's connected to my painting. But now I just feel like singing a different song. It's not connected to a painting, but maybe I'm going to create a painting for it one day. This occurred to me very often. Maybe I'm doing that. But that song was born just like that. I just received it in the most beautiful moment of surrendering. And it's called No One, I Change. And I invite you to just close your eyes and just feel into the words and allow them to deeply drop into your heart, and to feel the truth, to feel your truth in that. I change. Spirit in my heart, I can feel you. The love in me arising as I find out who I am. I change. Spirit in my heart, I can hear you. Sometimes I feel lonely, but I choose love instead. No one needs to understand my heart. No one needs to see my path. No one needs to understand my heart. I really changing into someone who surrenders all their fears. Changing into someone who knows this love is real. I changed the way I see the light. I changed the way I see this life. I shift the way I see myself. I'm changing into someone else. I know to change the way I see my spark. I need to change the way I see the dark. I turn and need for you to see to love I have inside for me. Spirit in my heart, I can feel you. I can see you. I can hear you. No one needs to understand my heart. No one needs to see my path. Oh, no one ever needs to understand your heart. No one needs to see my path. No one needs to understand my heart. I release the need for you to see my path. I change. Let's together just feel the space after the sound for a moment. That wasn't a full song. That just felt the perfect amount of lines and phrases for right now. There is more to that song, definitely. And I'm excited to share it with you another time. And I had a great time recording this, spending time with you, tapping into that energy. And I'm now actually ready for day 2 of singing in crowded places, which I'm going to do at the central station, the city that I am right now, and I'm going to edit to that video. So keep watching, and it will be Potential, the song that I've connected to my painting that I sing at the central station. I'm pretty sure right now. Maybe when I walk there it changes, but I don't believe that yet, at least. So with that, remember, you are worthy of your own sound. You are worthy of your own voice, and you are worthy of your own truth. You are worthy now, not when. Not when a certain thing happens, not when you've done a certain thing. You are worthy now. We all are. Enjoy day 2 of singing in crowded places. Enjoy a beautiful time for the soul. And I see you for tomorrow for day 9 of that YouTube challenge, and therefore day 3 of singing in crowded places. So for now, enjoy day 2. Bye. Mwah. Okay, here we are. Welcome to day 2 of singing in crowded places. And let's turn a little bit so you can see it's pretty crowded. Not the most crowded place in the world, but here's a lot going on for this little town. So, as I said earlier, I was very relaxed, and I still am kind of relaxed. It's nothing compared to yesterday, but even now that we are starting the excitement, I would say it's a normal excitement that is occurring right now. I brought the song Potential, by the way, as I said, potential that is connected to the painting Potential. And I'm just going to close my eyes. I invite you to do the same if you want to. And to just allow the words to sink deeply into your heart and to feel the truth, your truth of it. Even in my darkest nights, the potential to choose light is always given. The potential to choose dark is always given. My life and all I live is one potential out of infinite. Only one, and I can choose differently. This is where the magic lies, in the choosing. This is where the magic lies, in the choosing. This is where the magic lies, in the choosing. We don't fight dark, we choose light. We don't fight dark, we choose light. We don't fight dark, we choose light. Because the potential to choose light is always given. The potential to change is a promise that is given. Let's feel the space after the sound for a moment and take a deep breath together. Wow, that was amazing. It was pretty easy. It was easy. It was easy. People are looking at me, but it is easy. It is easy, and I'm surprised because it's only day 2, and I'm really curious now. I'm really curious now if I'm continue doing this for at least 7 days, but especially now, I'm really encouraged to continue doing this and to extend it, because I mean it's only day 2, and everything already has kind of changed, and I'm just very curious and excited and wonder where it will lead me if I just continue doing this. So, with that, I want to remind you, you are worthy. You are worthy of your own sound, of your own voice, and of your own truth. And you are worthy now, not when, now. We all are. Have a beautiful time, gorgeous soul. See you tomorrow for day 9 of the YouTube challenge and day 3 of Singing in Crowded Places challenge. Bye.